did what or whatever. It is one of the things they want to show us, that even if you run to the courtroom, we are there and we're going to cause chaos. So the let's try the other. So I wanted us to, of course, there's the Chiseka did this and this person did that and the other person did that. We need to teach ourselves one thing, being able to focus. Because when we start jumping on, oh, this is happening, of course, there's the, if somebody like, or any of us is abducted, we're all going to be affected in different ways. But again, they know that's what we're going to do. But while we're doing that, they can attract one of us to be, so that they reduce our pace, and then we focus on that, and then they move forward. So what I wanted to ask ourselves to do is to learn to focus. Like, say for example, if you've ever run, or I was listening to somebody who went to do a racing class the other day, and he gave an example that when you are racing, or he was told that when you are racing, do not look, keep your eyes on the steering wheel and where you want to go, regardless of what the car is doing. Say, and then apparently as he drove, he saw the wall. He was like, the wall, like, and of course you see the wall and you talk about the wall, you're going to hit the wall. So but if you keep your eyes on the road, regardless of how close the wall is, your brain is going to steer you away from the wall back to the direction you need to go. So we need, if we give anything else, we can give it 20% of our time, and the 80% stays on the main road. We need to stay on the main road. Our main target, the target is one and one person world, one family. That is our target, and that should be our everyday, like the president always says. That and that alone, there is a lot happening. Sometimes I used to love this platform, but lately it has become very, very toxic. And of course, that is by design. That is not a coincidence. That is by design. Um, we, as long as our minds are going to be looking for that next shiny thing, we're going to have our minds away from the big picture. To sigare kumulamwa, regardless of what happens. We can even choose to shut down our emotions. So I just wanted to talk about our mindset and our focus, and what we choose to do, and what we to avoid distraction, so to speak. But the example you're runner, if somebody is running, they don't look behind to see who is next to them, who is this side, who's that side. They just keep running. So I'll leave it here for now, and welcome everybody. It's the night shift. I use the mic right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Be nice. Yes. Stay focused, guys. There's a quote that I love that says, starve your distraction, feed your focus. In other words, I think Ugandans, we are smart enough to understand diversions and all that, and understand the regime, the way it operates. But I think sometimes we enjoy playing to the gallery. And we forget that, you know what, the ultimate goal is Museveni must go. And you look at the things happening. I give an example that it's been a month of marathons, picking people so fast, creating charges so fast, the bills being passed so fast. We are ignoring, we tend to think, no, it's not big deal, while we keep focusing on things that really don't matter. Impuga's bill is also going to come, where they will tell you the president is being elected in parliament. We are still watching. Like we tend to let the guys drive us instead of us driving them. We move at their pace, actually. We react at their pace. Today, comrades in Kenya, Ugandans, the same script. 3 of them were arrested in Kenya, CG with another Kenyan with guns and all that. Now you're seeing how the script is going to be created. Already the UPDF is talking of a rebel outfit. You're seeing chronological events being created, being brought together, and still our people, we tend to ignore. We in funny fights. We on these, what these ones are saying is not real. I mean, we are forgetting. Already the UPDF bill was passed. The guys are now implementing. They are soon coming for online activists. But we, instead of being 2 steps ahead, we are always now following the lead.
Martin,
Yes, Martin.
information. Today they have already come for you, the online activists, because the document is saying activists all together. Mwenna muli balebo, especially NUP activists. Go on, Moji.
So when you hear that, and you're seeing what this man is doing, having bitter exchange with the ambassadors, what does that tell you, Ugandans? We can make fun about it. Hey, we are forgetting the gist of the matter, that something is not right. We are on a time bomb. Instead, we try to look at it from face value. They are already saying rebel outfit. They are going to shoot, kill people mercilessly. But they already are creating a narrative, an image, as something that they want to sell out. Of course, they know right now. They know the whole world knows that it's a scheme, but they are trying to sell it out to have excuses. What are we doing? Some of us, as we are fighting and saying, this focus here, let's unite, let's keep fighting. Others, ekyo kitono, tugenda kukola bwe tuti, tulina kukola bwe tuti. Other activists are fighting fellow activists. Yeah, I was seeing what's that lady called Mwana? I'm sorry to even mention her name because it's already on TL. How you come out and say that Agatha is on a gig? Like, really? These are activists. The same called people that are fighting injustice. And then at the end of the day, what do you think a common Ugandan, a common Wanjiku is going to think? Mumwe twefengini tweruwa. Wetwogera ku solidarity, awo buli omu n'ava nze kino ekintu nze akiruddemu nze gwani, like stupid kiddish talk. That's what we engage in. We fail to understand the problem eating up the country. And people think that they are safe. I always tell people that those who think are safe, maybe unless if you're related to these people's family. But if you're not, now you're just a judge. You're another common Ugandan they are using. Trust me, you're not safe. You're not safe. So you better come out of that pretense. Even if you're on that gig Monday, even if you're on what, come to the reality. They're planning for us. It's by design. They have created a scheme which we watched, still watch, and we still think it's okay. The man plays the piper, plays the tune, we listen, we follow. He's 2 steps ahead of us, we come from behind. We give ourselves hope, false hope. No, let that one on it. We tend to run away from the realities. This is the same thing. Why we talked for months and months about the bill, the UPF bill. People kept saying, Nechita. Ati ekyayita naawe abadde agamba nti boogera boogezi naye bajja kukukima. And how did we end up here? Tolerating too much nonsense. We tolerate too much nonsense. We fail to unite. We fail to collaborate together. You know, as things are moving so fast, we say bagundi mukwatire wano ngeno etukwatire eno that's the nonsense we keep consoling ourselves with. We tell people to be careful. The rate at which they're picking people. Trust no one, not even a fellow activist. Who are not smart to collect mean. Good. The guy doesn't use robots. He uses people that trail you. He uses people that you hang out with. How did he reach to that level? Because we tolerated too much. He knows we are diverted by easy stuff. If it's not money, if it's not what, that's how he is. Until we learn to realize that we are not safe, guys. Chinja, where we keep in self-denial, we keep thinking, we are okay, we are okay. Even the election we are going in, as we are preparing for the election, let's look at things happening now, the events happening now. Nobody's caring about that. Oyali mukuzimba ekikye olumala gya bagamba kakati tekiriyo. Then what shall we do? We must read the times. We must understand them. God has blessed us with every opportunity to see things unreal. But we are like a country that was bewitched. Abali mu ndongo, abali mu konsati, abali mu gigi, abali mu ono ayogerera munne kino, oliera bamunene. We are just too stupid. That everyone feels like one pygmy is slightly taller than the other, yet you're all pygmies. We are all the same in a sinking boat. But somehow, we tend to forget. Some politicians feel like, we are low people. But they are eating us. See, it's not about low people. The first baali enkoko ng'ente teyeefiirayo ng'egamba abo nze kasita baliddemu abo ne balya embuzi ne balya buli kimu ne baatokojjiya. It had nobody to save it, and it realized it was eaten the day it kept quiet. The day they kept silent. You might keep silent and think for yourself. The day they will come for you, nobody will be there to drum for you or call or come to your help. Comrade Lukanga, you can take on the mic. You're welcome.
Yes, thank you so much, comrades. And to all comrades who are joining in every single day. Yes, I see. Those who used not to attend, we are here now. And we thank God that Agatha is now formed. That's good. But the struggle is not yet over. It's not yet over. It is just starting. I like the statement you said. The guy is a step ahead, and nobody wants to hear that. We feel so bad. Like, no, we are smarter than that guy. No, we are not. We are a reactionary people. We react. We just react. Bugu bugu simuliro. What is happening right now? Today, if in the courts of law people are punching, that is the court of law. Like, if they are punching each other, what does that mean to us? When I see people trying to castigate daily monitors saying goodbye to rule of law, and everybody's just furious, you must practice, I don't know, whatever standard. Guys, there's where certain things should not even be mentioned. Let us be realistic. The problem we want to play with, we want to quote, this is in this article, in this book, this clause, we are playing with what we call a rule of law in a country that does not respect. At this moment, we don't have a country that has laws. We don't have a country that has a constitution. We do not have. If that thing is going on, and then we still come and say, oh, it is, I don't know what we mean. I don't know where we are heading to. Now, if we are telling you a rebel group, as a society, as they so-call themselves, they're intelligent enough, as you, a common person, what do you want to hear? Eh? So they're letting you know there is a rebel group coming in, and they're allowing them to come in. That is how. I want someone to correct me, please. On my knee, I'm sick, so my brain is not functioning very well.
Awo kanyingirewo omanyi nze ebyange n'ebibyo bye bimu tikweguli nsonga eri bweti already teri mannya ge bafuluza nti be bano be twakutte obunfuna lukanga naye
ate wejagalira kati awo. I want us to understand, guys. Yes, go ahead.
Nti waliwo activists ba NUP batose bagay ba activists of opposition nga ba NUP. That is how it was put. Nga n'abamu bakwatiddwa ne bomu already eziriwo n'abalala n'ebizikola nga bateefuteefu okukola ebikolwa tebakoze tebakyogedde nga kya butujju leero olw'ensonga bw'oyogera eky'obutujju kiba kigenda kusika international community. That is, and it can cause it becomes external. Kuba waliwo ebitongole nga UN ODS, UN Office of Drugs and International Crimes. Ezo report baba bazinamu interest. Naye ne bagamba nti nno bagala kukola bikolwa bya bwa rebel awo ebeefuuse internal issue. Nfuna lukanga naye nga wali mu kitabo balese kiri open okitegeeza bwe bakwata gwe bajja obbalaga oba si ekyo nga balina be bakwata be baterese eyo.
And where does that leave us as a country? Where does that leave us, all of us who are here, who are listening in? What does that sink into your brain? What do you understand by that? We are going to say, Bagaya, Badawa, those are Museveni's games. Okay? What has he said that has not come to pass? What has he said that he has not fulfilled? Let it be his son. What has they said that has not happened? And we still, now this is to all Ugandans. Yes, sir, go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you. Mbate mmanyi nga njagala kuddako ng'omaliriza naye bw'oba ompadde ku nsonga yeyo yennyini. Yesterday I think I sent you a message. I sent some people messages over an issue. I got information. Mugende mukwate UPDF Act eyo mugibukule wakati awali joint command. In the formulation of joint command bataddemu nti nno akulira amagye yakulira joint command. Ekitegeeza obuyinza bw'aba alina buba bwenkanankana n'obwa CIC, commander in chief. That means bwe tulinanga commander in chief, either mwagala kiwulira temwagala kiwulira ye Muhoozi si Museveni. Kuba ekifuula CIC kwe kubeera nti ebitongole by'okwerinda byonna bimuweereza intelligence era akwatagana nabyo directly. That is what CIC means. Naye mu UPDF amendment bill bakutte high command ne command ne bagikwasa Muhoozi. Mu ekyo ne bakwata SFC nga gye lya waggulu ku magye agasigadde. Mu ekyo ne bakwata ne bakola kye bayita joint.
On top of that, ne balifuula independent institution.
Ekyo ng'okitadde awo kyengezaako okulengezaamu muganda wange Lukanga. Ne bakwata ne bakola joint command. Kati wano wenzija joint command etegeeza poliisi. Ddayo olabeka video owa poliisi we yagamba nti mukama wange ayogedde. Yali ayogera mazima olw'ensonga ekyo bwe kiba kityo aba mukama we directly. So kitegeeza poliisi eri answerable eriye tekyali independent. Kitegeeza buli kitongole kya byakwerinda kigwa wansi we. Era mwe ekyo kye kitegeeza kiri nti akawaayiro akamu mwe ke mutaategedde nti nno eggwanga kasita ligenda mu anake. Wano wuliriza nnyo. Eggwanga kasita ligenda mu anake, eggwanga kasita ligenda mu butabanguko, kasita watabaawo kulonda, akulira joint command yatwala obukulembeze for interim until further notice. Kasita tuba nga tetulina functioning government. Siriikirira weefumiitirize ogatte bino bye bali mu kukola kati NUP butujju ate fayiro bagye bakoze. Twabagamba nti ekiseera kigenda either baagala NUP eveewo as a party, either baagala Kyagulanyi afe, either tebaagala Kyagulanyi ku ballot paper, but the sole plan is to see Muhoozi as the president of the country. Olenda kugamba ebyo namwe byogera tuli mu nsonga ndala nja batwala ku Gabon eyakawamba Equatorial Gabon eyakawamba munnamagye eyali akulira joint task force oba joint task command eyawamba we yawamba ne wayitawo akaseera n'alangirira nti kati bagenda mu kalulu. Yamala okulagira nti bagenda mu kalulu ne bamulangirira mu kalulu nti awangudde ne 94%. Essaawa eno ensi yonna emulaba nga democratic leader. Era teryamusinyaako ne mu kuziika Papa baamwaniriza n'ebitiibwa byonna n'amatebe. Just recently olowooza bo tebabiraba abaagala obukulembeze e Uganda, olowooza bo tebasobola bibala. Obubonero bwe mulaba busongawa. Let us push the protest vote, abeesimbawo tukesimbewo, naye ate amaaso gatubeere moogi ku sayidi zombi. Kyembasaba bannayuganda nga tubeere moogi nnyo, tuleme kurashinga nti ate bano bagamba protest vote tebirina makulu, ate bano bagamba nedda byonna birina amakulu. Everything has importance in this struggle. Naye ng'ekyo kye njagala baleeta ekyalimu munda. Oba teweebuuza lwaki baleeta bino, twalimalirako obudde olwezi ofijuwa tebakwata abantu bamagye ne gabasiba. Olowooza lwaki bakola kooti biki timanyanga esaze. It all goes to a cover, okukavalinga obuvundu obuli munda. omuntu omuyivu yagambye genda oddemu owulirize press conference ya Jimakena ngiwulirize n'obukkakkamu alina bwe yagambidde nti nno bali ku implementinga bye baateesaako emyaka 4. These are not my words, they are words of the former Pakistan Jimakena. Era n'agamba guno gulabika tuli mu misumaali egisembayo nga bwe nzize mbagamba lukanda ng'ate bo mubamanyi evako bali lwedde okutambulira ku mirambo gyammwe n'emisaayi gyammwe kiri eri mmwe nti eri ku mmeeza zaffe kiri eriffe genda mu maaso lukanda.
Mugisha, I want all of us here to look at this thing as a national issue. Guys, the more we do not see things in a broader perspective, and you look at a particular individual, and you look at us like, who is it being important? To me, thank you, Mugisha, for explaining that. And now, none of these guys who goes on TV, who goes where, that elaborates more, but they give you what they want you to hear, and you also become excited. For sure, if I wasn't reasoning, and you sit down and listen to, there's a guy who comes and tries to explain that trash, and you feel like, oh yeah, this deal is nice, we need it. They're telling you Karamoja, they're telling you those who are coming in from South Sudan, and you're like, so where does that come in as for us to have a UPDF amendment bill? How? Because, of course, that's why you people are supposed to be at the borders. But none of us, Ugandans, try to understand this whole thing. I saw UPDF here drills, and I'm like, what do you mean UPDF drills? Do they work? Yes. Do I walk? Yes. So isn't that a drill? Do I run? So what is not for UPDF? So when you're running, you're doing a UPDF drill. So you should be subjected to arrest, not so? Now you can see where we are heading to. Countrymen and women, all activists, if you feel you are, let's have one message. Let us unite, like Comrade Martin said. We are bickering each other. It doesn't matter. I am one person, and I want you guys to continue one. When they used to issue out recognition, I was like, I don't deserve that recognition. Dr. Rice tells us we won the election and we lost the revolution. And most of us here are going to say, this is not a sprint. This is not a sprint. We console ourselves. We want to pat ourselves on the back. Oh, you know what? You're doing great. It's like we are embracing poverty. Naye mumanyi tino waliwo oli atalina waasula akati goli kale yaddeko get your goal equally the same. And I said I do not believe in this recognition. I want to be able to come in after we have got a country that we need. That's not a fight, and that's not a victory, and that's what most of us are settling for. At this rate, if we're not united, at this rate, if you're not working together, yes, you may not know who Lukanga is. She may not be that powerful. She may not that be influential. But is there a message she's trying to pass on? She may not have taken a picture with Bobby. She may not have taken a picture with the Barbie. But is there a message that we need to put across that makes sense, that puts Uganda to where we want to be? Just as we are fronting a protesting vote, Do we have an option of saying what if the bulge is not there? Oba tugamba tulemezeemu. Martin akitugambye bulungi nnyo. The guy is step ahead. Tetwegubya. Naye tetwagala mazima. They'll come for me. They'll come for me. Guys, let us preach one message. If what Mugisha says makes sense, front it. Okay, if you wish you want to own it, front it. I don't think Mugisha is going to come and say, you know what, Munange, that was my idea. No, I don't think Mugisha oyinza okuba nga njogera wano naye ojja kulwanira ebigambo ebyo. But I don't think so. Say it, okay, go say it, own it. And say mumanyi nze nteesa bwenti ne bwenti tukole bwe tuti. Own it. As long as it is making sense, as long as it is going to make us reach somewhere. It is going to unseat the dictator. Own it. And we see it working. Always doctor here, he says, when you see the M10 marathon, he was among the, well, let me say, the first people. When he talks about the sprints in Kenya, but for him, he doesn't want to know whether, even no one mentions about it. And people have been, oh, we started this. Where it started from, they don't remember. So let us do the same here. If what Uganda says makes sense, front it if you want to own it. You go for it. Guys, at this time, if they're not, when they're telling you the rebel group, you will be walking right there. These guys will not know who you are. Whether you're a Loop supporter, whether you're a Museveni supporter, they will not know. They are going to come for you. So it is for the country. When you see this lady crying, my husband is me, my husband, she didn't see that coming. The courts of law, guys, you talk so much into books, into the constitution, or this law says this, so which law do they use when they're punching you? Guys, tuve mu by'okusoma ebitabo ebingi tujja kufuna amateeka ge twagala nga tumaze okwerwanako. At this moment, we don't have a country, we don't have a constitution, and there is no rule of law. Banji muli wano mugenda gamba tulina kyotugamba, you know, we need this, we need that, nga bakumalawo. I don't think the Red Indians singa ebiseera ebyo baategeera ki ekijja, sikiwati no bandibadde reluctant. Kati America osobola bagamba nti oli asobola okubeera agamba we are the co-founders of this country, we are the owner of this country. Can they? Oba mulowooza tekisobola tutuukako. Okay, should we take over? Muna tugamba ki? Bajja bikyusa buli kimu to suit them. Nti ne bw'onojja ng'oyasa bw'otya. They ban evidence. They ban all historical building. They ban everything that has evidence. Olaba battadala baaba balina evidence egenda obapinninga. So what about these documents? Hello. Comrades, as we are here, let us preach a message to all Ugandans. Whether you are NRM, at this time we don't have a party. We don't have political parties. We have military rule. We have a military country. It is not NRM. It is not no. It is not FDC. At this time, it is now people power. It's a revolution. I don't know. But we are all equal. And please don't come and say, they can. Because we have failed ourselves to do what is right, we react. We talked about, Mugisha has broken down this bill. Is there anyone who can put that a piece by piece? Marisha cut out, a military drill, and someone was arrested. And I'm like, okay, so when I'm running and doing a military drill, I'm going to be arrested. And they're like, you people, we are like this. We are still darling. We just don't care society. I've never seen a person who doesn't care whether it hurts or what. The person just feels like, whatever. It is us. People power, guys. People power. They are going to take away no, they will. Will they take away the revolution? They are going to take away the disease. They will. So shall we stop? Shall we stop fighting for the country? Are we going to stop? Are we? Because they have told you if they are not going into iPod, they are not going to. So, okay, if Bob is not about, are we going to stop the revolution? Then why are we fighting? Then why are we here every day? Let us show to the people power. Let's come up with a solution. Mukisha, thank you so much, my brother. If you can have those things in the recordings, a piece by piece, we retweet, netukane mukyalo kubanga bajja. Thank you so much, comrades.
Thank you, Comrade Lukanga, for that. Thank you. Yeah. Before Clinton has dropped off, I'll just keep saying this. Let's stop living in self-denial. One more people here and we keep living in denial. And I'll emphasize this. We must stop following the footsteps of the regime. We must be 2 steps ahead of them, not us following their lead. Because slowly by slowly, they're taking us where they want, and slowly by slowly, either unknowingly or knowingly, we are going to look confused. Whatever things they are bringing in so fast, there is a reason as to why. And the funny thing is, we even see clearly where it's going to end. And somehow, we choose to put our guns differently. We choose to put our guns elsewhere. We choose to start pointing fingers at ourselves. We start saying, that group, kikulu abo byeboogera tebikwataga, kikulu abo byeboogera boogera nnyo, kikulu bali bakola. That is where the dictator wants us. One group is telling the other activists, bali mu katemba. This is the same group that is in the thinking boat. Do you understand the devil that is at hand? There is a quote that says that the devil always finds its defense in the Bible. And we are forgetting that the devil we are dealing with finds its defense within us. Obalaba beekuba, obalaba beevuga. N'ekyo ky'ayagala oliraawo mwekube mwevume laga kati obalaba. Ne mugenda mu konsati ne mutandika nina okulyamu nina okutakala abo atwagala. Wekidda ku gundi at the end of the day, for him it's Sukuma week in Swahili, survival for the next week. I'll push this step. What I'm eating today is making me survive for another extra week. This regime survives on extra week. Ekindikanja ke lwakeesa lwabala naye tukireme this period. They are now talking about rebel things. In Kenya, they have arrested 3 comrades, alleging that they are having guns. Whatever what you bribing that they are telling me about a rebel outfit, we somehow still ignore. The man is now in charge of the full military and all security organs. And very soon, they will say that there is war. So the military has taken over. Kakati to go back to organize the country, katubaweemu emyaka omwaka gumu eba ebiri batereeze ensi. The country is under full military control. These things are possible. Obuzibu batuvuga ate living self denial. You look at the bitter exchange between him, the Mwendas and the ambassadors. You think it's going to be normal business? It shows you that they no longer care about diplomacy. Now it's about we have to force our way out, like it or not. Oli ali mu kuwasa ne tukuba enduula emyaka nkaaga nga gundi awasizza. You don't know what this guy is cooking. Or not answer okulaga mukazi we. They are preparing themselves for a grand scheme, for a bigger fish. While we are still in anticipation. We still live in denial. People are picked. People are taken. The bill of Mpuga na yejja, but we are still in denial. Tukyegumya. Tukyaliwo. Ate eyo mulimu akawaayiro nti president bamwelekingire mu parliament ekyo tukyali mu denial until it happens. Then you're like, now what else? Oh, I mean, I'm going to stop by saying what Mugisha said. As we focus on the protest vote, Banang, because the same matter, God gave us natural intellect, natural wisdom. This is natural wisdom. You don't get it from class. You don't get it from anywhere. You get it from things the way they are. Tunulabe nti embeera y'obudde eno esoma ki? Awo Katonda we yatuyambira. You look at the forces of nature, understand the current strength, understand the current situation, understand where is your enemy leading you. Instead, we are living in denial. Chitulia, until we unite, until we bring our hands together and say, okay, Omanyi, ekyamazima katukwatire wamu ffenna. Until people put aside their egos, their statuses, simanya nze ndi gundi, simanya nga I've been in politics for this long, and you know, until people put aside that self-denial and realize that Uganda is for all of us, then we will liberate ourselves. I can tell you, if we don't, they are going to rule us 50 years. No muzukula atufuge. Clinton, you dropped off. Let me invite Ellen Prezo to take on the mic. Prezo, if you're there, you can take on the mic.
Yeah, well, Martin, can you confirm that I can be heard?
Sure, we can hear you.
Yeah, Martin, just so kwebaza okutayo ebiseera n'obanga you consistently ngo otekawo space eno okujja ne twogera kye tulina mu birowoozo byaffe ne ku mutima. Mpulidde ba comrades be boogedde n'enteesa yaabwe gye bateesezza. Kyenzijjamu ekyo kye boogeddeko nti obulumi bungi n'obugigi okusinziira ku kintu ekiri mu nsi yaffe Uganda. Naye bw'oba nga tonnagenda kukwata ku nsonga, ffenna abali kuno n'aba bajja okuwulira nga tuvuddeko nga space eno emaze okuggalawo okuggyako eyazaaliddwa eggulo. Ffenna tumanyi nti nno gurupu ya Museveni mu 1986 yawamba eggwanga lyaffe Uganda. Now, omuntu yenna avaayo ku kiseera kino nga wazuukidde amagezi ne gajja n'akitegeera nti nno eggwanga Uganda ka gurupu akatono akaava eruweero kawamba eggwanga Uganda. era ebigendererwa byabwe babitambuza mu ngeri gye baagala okukola ki okubitambuza. Bino bye tulaba bina si bipya. Oyo agetinga surprised ku kintu ekiri e Uganda ekitambula n'engeri obukulembeze oba obufuzi obw'omusibira mu bbwa ebutambulamu. Oyo aba asaana afukamire ku maviivi ge ayongere okusaba omutonzi we amuwe okwolesebwa okumanya ekintu ekiri e Uganda. Mu abo abaali abaakaabiranga Yesu yabagamba temukaabira nze mwekaabire. Bwe tuba nga tetunnavaamu engeri gye tuba tutunuuliramu Uganda ne tugitegeera weri abaagiwamba kibatambuza, tetusobola kufuna ngeri gye tusobola okugezaako okulwanirira eryo eddembe lyaffe n'obuyinza obwatuwambibwako abo abaava mu nsiko ez'eruweero ng'abantu abasukka 5,000 n'ebigambo ayogera ye ne banne abaawamba eggwanga bamuyinza. They have power and authority. Abalala bayinza okuba balina obuyinza naye nga tebalina, they have the power but they don't have the authority. Kati bano balina power and authority, naye ffe abalwanira eddembe lyaffe eryatutwalibwako us when we win, but we're gonna force basing on how we respond to what our oppressor is designed against us. We can force the outcome. Victory. It doesn't matter which political party you subscribe to, as long as that political party is for change. It doesn't matter because those political parties are vehicles that take us to the promised land. However, if that political party and its supporters these politicians or leaders that we don't get that support from the common, the ordinary Ugandan, those peasants who happen to be the majority, they're weakened. They can't do so much. Secondly, we must be realistic to ourselves. The greatest mistake that are known to go to doing what they're doing, people will be arrested, people will be maimed, and others will be abducted, and the unlucky ones will lose their lives. That's the reality. That's going to happen because the group that you're fighting also are fighting back to maintain the status quo. They're not sitting back. They have both the money, they have the national resources, they have the guns, they have all the weapons to kill. So if you're fighting them, you must be strategic. How do you approach that?
social media yebakuba ebali bubi ebamazeeko emirembe era batufudde bayeekera olw'okuba nno twogera no social media. Nze nkiddamu nga nkiggumiza nti wano balinawo bambega bababuulire nti nze buli miinizi zonna ezeetaagisa okukozesa okugjako Museveni bwe nnaaba nziinako access nja zikozesa kubanga takyali mukulembeze wa Uganda mu butuufu bwa kubeera mukulembeze wabula mukulembeze wa Uganda omubi. Abantu be yakatta emirambo gye tupostinga na buli kimu byonna bibye yabikola ffe tetubikolangako. Teri ekitundu kyatase mu bantu mu Uganda. Western Uganda ekyagwe kasese mwakiraba, Northern Uganda ekyaliyo mwakiraba, Eastern Uganda eno mu Teso region ebyaliyo mu bimanyi.
Comrade Byanga tunakweyongerayo mu maaso mbadde njagala kulabula there is an account that has the handle by the names of Osmat.
nafuuka omulabe bw'okulyetinga obukyayi okungula bukyayi kubanga osobola okukeera enkya ne weetika obukyayi ng'olowooza nti omuntu gw'okyawa yakukyawa naye nga yali teyakukyawa wabula obukyayi bwe obulemerako atuuka naye n'akukyawa tuyinza okuba twali tetwabakyawa naye kati twabakyawa so because of their hatred naffe twatuuka ekiseera ne tubakyawa